Hey guys, what's going on? So, for those of you that do not know me, Into the Woods is one of my all-time favorite movies or musicals. It's such a good one with a lot of great themes. Loss, growth, the power of teamwork, and most of all, being careful what you wish for. I don't know if you guys know this, but I actually did this show back in December 2022. I was the narrator, and it was such a good show. Without a doubt, my favorite one that I've done. When we did my show, though, we only did the first act, not the second, because the second act is interesting, and that's what I want to talk to y'all about today. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Let me start off by explaining the overall premise of Act 1, and then we'll get more into Act 2, so that y'all know better what I'm talking about. So, we start off by meeting a bunch of different characters from a bunch of different classic fairy tales that are, older. So, we've got Cinderella, whose one wish is to attend the King's Festival. Jack, whose one wish is for his cow to give him some milk. Little Red, whose one wish is for her grandmother to get well. And then we meet the baker and his wife, whose one wish is for a child. And they all have to go into the woods to get their wishes. And by the end of Act 1, they all have their wishes and what they want. But Act 2 kind of screws all that up. Because, like I said at the start of the video, the overall theme of Into the Woods is being careful what you wish for. Basically, the giant that Jack had killed, his wife got very angry about that, so she came down to Earth and she wanted to kill Jack. And then all the other characters, they try to work together to protect Jack, but then at the same time, stay separated. So I found that a little bit odd. I mean, sure, that's a good plot. There's nothing wrong with having the giant come down. But they didn't have to spend 45 minutes on that. They could have easily just condensed it into 20 minutes and then be done with it. If they did that, the movie would have been an hour and a half long. That is a reasonable length for a movie to be. It's not that hard. And also, they're really just, it's dumb. There's so many things that are just pointless. The baker's wife and Cinderella's princess scene, anybody just, that is the simply just grossest scene I've ever seen from any movie, book, anything. Ugh. And then the baker's wife proceeds to die on a cliff. The giant chases her off the cliff. So, that just didn't need to happen. There is one part that would have been a bummer, though. The baker's wife's death is a result of the baker meeting his father for the first time. The baker had been told that he had lost his mom and dad in a baking accident when he was little. We find out that this is not true, and we find out that the baker's mom did die, but his dad didn't, and he's been hiding from his son all these years, and the baker's father wanted to come back to him, and because he wanted his son to be able to be the father figure that he never was. And I found that was a really sweet moment, and No More is a really good song. So if I'm being 100% honest, the Mysterious Man really is my favorite character from Into the Woods, really just because it's such a good plot that goes with him. You really start off by not really knowing his intentions because he is in Act 1, but it's really nice seeing the baker really interacting with his father. That's a really sweet part. So it would have been a bummer for that to have been cut out, but they could have found some other way to add it in that didn't involve his wife being killed. So just, yeah. Anyways, alright, let's see. What else is there to talk about? The music. The music. We gotta discuss that. So, Act 1's got some of my all-time favorite songs. Come on. It's got I Know Things Now. It's got Giants in the Sky, On the Steps of the Palace. Let's see, what else? It Takes Two. So many other good ones that I really enjoy. Act 2, there's only really 2 good ones that they've got. They've got Your Fault and No One's Alone. That's the only 2. I mean, yeah, they've got the finale and Moments in the Woods, which are pretty good, but come on. You cannot compare any of those songs to Agony. It is just impossible. So, yeah. Really just, basically, Act 2 of Into the Woods is a mess. And really, you could watch Act 1 and not need anything else, really. In fact, actually, a few weeks ago, I went with my piano teacher to, see, another production of Into the Woods. And legit, I think people left during intermission thinking that the show was over. Because my piano teacher and I had, a whole row to ourselves. That was really funny. And even my piano teacher was like, it's almost like this act doesn't need to be continued. It's totally fine on its own. Which I agree with. They could have absolutely added elements from the continuation of the story in there. That would have been okay. But they didn't need to add all of it in. And, the show was 2 hours and 45 minutes. So, maybe at the most you could have it 2 hours and be done with it. It's really not that complicated. So, yeah, that is my thoughts on Act 2 of Into the Woods. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, do not forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Thank you for watching. You're amazing. And I will see you next time. Bye.